Most learning projects are inflated by dead time, the hours spent hunting for resources, struggling through dense text, and fighting the urge to procrastinate. If we use AI to automate that 60% of overhead, we can take a 30-hour task and condense it into the 10 hours of actual high-value work. Look at this chart comparing dopamine release. Every time you check a feed, your brain gets a massive, effortless spike of dopamine. When you open a textbook, you get a tiny fraction of that chemical reward. Your biology is simply prioritizing high stimulation for the lowest possible effort. We can realign these incentives. By layering a psychological technique called dopamine loading over a 5-step AI-assisted learning framework, we bridge that gap. This workflow strips out the friction of traditional learning. Instead of fighting your biology, you are optimizing your neurochemistry so that deep focus provides the reward your brain is already looking for. Step 1 begins before you touch a book. We start with dopamine deprivation. For 30 minutes, you must do absolutely nothing stimulating. No phone, no music, no talking. Just sit in silence or take a slow walk. Your mind will resist this boredom. By starving yourself of instant gratification, you force your dopamine baseline to drop. You are deliberately creating a chemical deficit, making your brain hungry for any form of cognitive engagement. Now that your brain is ready to engage, we move to step 2, defining your goal and gathering resources. You need a specific target. Deciding to learn about AI is too vague. Deciding to build a functional AI web application gives you an exact finish line. Instead of losing hours to a manual search, use an AI tool like Perplexity. Prompt it to scan Reddit threads and professional curricula to compile a custom list of resources tailored exclusively to that one application. When you combine a lower chemical baseline with a curated list of materials, you eliminate the 2 biggest barriers to starting: the urge to quit and the paralyzing weight of resource overwhelm. Next is step 3, the double prime. Before reading a single page, close your eyes for 2 minutes and visualize yourself successfully completing your study session. Dopamine is driven by anticipation. Visualizing the finish line signals to your brain that a reward is coming, triggering an initial release of the chemical before the work begins. With your brain primed chemically, you now prime it academically. Take your resources and drop them into NotebookLM. Instruct the AI to generate a high-level study guide and a pre-quiz. Spend 30 minutes skimming through this guide and attempting the quiz. The objective isn't to memorize details yet, but to identify the major concepts and locate where the definitions are hidden. This mental mapping establishes a conceptual scaffold. By seeing the structure of the information before the details, your brain creates hooks to hang new data on as you encounter it in the core learning phase. We are now ready for step 4, comprehension and amplification. For many, sitting down to decode hundreds of pages of dense text is the most inefficient part of the process. You can bypass the friction of reading by using AI to convert text resources into fast-paced audio scripts. This allows you to digest the material through your ears at double speed, which is often faster than traditional reading. As you consume this material, build your understanding layer by layer. Start by noting the basic definitions. Next, identify the major concepts. Look for full, concrete examples showing how those concepts apply in the real world. Run a strict cycle, a 25-minute green focus zone, then a 5-minute yellow break zone. Do not pick up your phone. It instantly floods your receptors, destroying your baseline. Instead, stand up, stretch, or drink water. At the exact moment your focus block ends, give yourself a deliberate physical reward, like a quick fist pump or saying yes out loud. This physical action signals to your brain that the previous 25 minutes were a success. To keep your engagement high, practice interleaving. Rather than studying one topic for 3 hours, switch subjects every hour. Moving from coding to finance keeps your receptors firing on fresh material. By using AI to convert dry text into a preferred format and pacing your sessions with physical rewards, you train your brain to associate the act of learning with the sensation of winning. Finally, we arrive at step 5, implementation. This is where your notes and concepts are finally assembled into a finished product. Take the raw notes you collected and feed them into an AI like Claude. You can prompt it to organize your scattered thoughts into a polished essay, a complete script, or the code for an interactive dashboard. If your project involves complex logic or coding hurdles, use the conversational audio mode on ChatGPT. Talking through the problem out loud often reveals the solution faster than staring at a screen. Completing a tangible project provides a natural dopamine release. You've transitioned from just reading about a subject to actually building something functional with it. As this graph shows, the first 3 days are difficult. Without your social media crutch, mental resistance spikes as your brain demands high dopamine hits. But watch day 4. Your baseline resets. Solving problems triggers genuine satisfaction that overtakes the friction of work. By pushing past that initial friction, you've completed your task in a fraction of the time, but you've proven to your brain that satisfaction can come from the work itself, rather than just the distraction. Here is your challenge. Commit to exactly 5 days of this dopamine AI routine. Start tomorrow morning with a single 30-minute deprivation block. Now go and apply what you learned, right now. If you found this valuable, subscribe to the channel, share this video, and visit Scientifier.com.